everybody, welcome to Let's Play. I'm here with Greg, and today we're taking a look at Wild West Exodus. This is one that's been requested for a long time, but my struggle was I didn't have anyone to play it with. So Greg got his Warrior Nation painted and came in, and we're going to throw down. Now that this is like linked, actually we talked about this with Dystopian Wars, didn't we?
Yes.
We were like, we should just do this, and then now your stuff's back from the painters, and we're doing it. So I've painted up the Gunfight at Red Oak, all as outlaws. So that means that in this box set you actually get two factions. You get lawmen and you get outlaws. But if you want, you can paint up most of the hand stuff for either side, right? Because it's just attack dogs and gun dogs. So that's what I did to make it a bigger game, because you get about 500 points in here for each side. I painted up Jesse and Frank James, and then I painted up the, what is it called, Outrider? Frontier Outrider, so like my rocket sled in the bad guy colors, and I painted up all the attack dogs too. So I have roughly 750 points to play with once I get my upgrades. You get about 800 points to your Warrior Nation, because you're using the, what's the brothers called?
The Kaga brothers. The
Kaga brothers, because they can't go into like, you can't split down to one hand, so your list is a little bit crunchy. And we're gonna try a supply run. So this is a great game if you're into one, steampunky stuff, two, light skirmishers. It's very easy to pick up. We picked it up, I mean, we played a whole game off camera before this, and probably just under like an hour. It wasn't, it took us longer to set up probably and it's just the bit of book flipping that you get in the beginning when you're learning your rules than anything else. It has a really neat, action point system, and also your guts and glory system, which would remind us a bit of Dystopian Wars.
Yeah, it's definitely where they've taken that from.
There's like a
to Dystopian. It's got that. It has two functions.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like there's like a design thread going through both games that you can kind of feel when you start playing it. And so you have a resource that you can either spend to boost yourself during the turn or score as victory points later on that pushes and pulls back. And then an action point system that I didn't know how I felt about, but I really liked. So it's dice to resolve actions, but all of your in-turn sort of like resource management is coming out of your action card deck.
It feels a little like the way Infinity did their. You get guys who will have sudden streaks because you get spending orders.
Your order pool, yeah.
Some guys will suddenly have this bonus streak where they'll draw 5 action points and can just rush across the table and do a lot of things.
But it also contains your big heavy hitters a little bit too, from just going on super big rampages. Yep. We had that later in the game where I was like, oh, I only got this, so I had to bleed out my hand of guts cards to try and make something happen. So I really liked it. It kind of like it had the ebb and flow of the sort of like skirmish games that I like. And the last resource is fortune that sits on your leader and on your faces that can be expended by other people in the group too, which is handy. So we'll show you the starter set. We'll walk you through the core mechanics, the rules for the first turn, and then we'll get you underway and play our supply run, I think it was called. This is the first mission from the rulebook. So here's the Gunfight at Red Oak being played as a single player starter set instead of a 2-player starter set, and some of the models that come inside. So we've got Jesse James and Frank James from the James Gang. We have a Frontier Outrider here on his like rocket sled. We got 2 canine attack dogs and 2 canine support dogs with big machine guns. So you also get in the box 5 types of token. You get Lookout, Hazard, Disordered, Hunkered, and this one is Disorderly. So yeah, Lookout, Hazard, Disordered, Stunned, and Hazardly. And Hunkered. And they're for just marking in-game effects. You get a cool actual like transparent plastic blast template / torn template, little ruler, and then all of your cards. So you get your Posse cards, your character cards for Jesse and Frank, the Outrider, Canine Dogs. There's also all the stuff for the good guys too, which I'm just not showing here. You get your Faction Armory. So this is the stuff you can buy to upgrade guns. And your mounts. Anybody with the Wrangler rule, which is both characters, can buy mounts as well. Common terms, reference for everything that the guys have, and your condition reference as well. You get your action deck, which you use every turn to flip. Use it to generate a random number, so when you're trying to determine initiative, use the number in the corner, and then how many actions you can use that activation. So you flip this first usually, and then pick which unit you're going to activate, and that's how many actions they can do. Then you have your adventure deck, and these you pull 3 typically in a less than 1,000 point game, and they're worth guts and glory. So guts is things you can spend, like action points, and glory is things you can score. So achieve the following: destroy a hands unit in a strike action, you get an extra VP. So these will help you to win the game basically by earning extra little bonus points, and then also by giving you access to additional action points and other effects too. You can also interrupt with them. You can take a double action with them with a face card. So someone who's a face like Frank can go after somebody else. And then the other one is destroy conditions. I think you can drop conditions with them. Sorry, it's restore, which is get your fortune chips back. And that's the one that you don't get in here. You get poker chips up to your fortune value. These can be spent for things like dropping conditions, re-rolling dice, and taking bonus actions as well. The ones on your leader can be used by your hands as well. They can spend them as if they were his own, and they replenish at the end of each of their activations. So Frank has 1, and Jesse has 3 that you can use during the turn. You get some cool dice. The Warcradle, so the Wild West Exodus symbol is the crit, which is a 10, and the Ace of Spades is the 1, which is a fumble. And then you have all your cards and stuff. A nice A5 rulebook that includes background on all your missions. And you're basically enough stuff for 2 people to play a small 500-point game. I've got up to about 750 points, just over 700 points by adding support stuff to these guys and filling out my posse. So how do you build a posse? Well, it's pretty simple. You start with a hero. The heroes are called bosses, and they fill in the center chamber, basically, in this little revolver thing here. And they have lots of different posse cards. The generic outlaw one, I get a boss in the middle, so I can put Jesse in the middle there. And then if I take this style of posse, I can take a mercenary face unit and or a hands unit. So face units are things like Frank. Hands units are things like the canines. And then for each one that I fill, I get to fill up one of these chambers basically up to a total of 6. Now you don't have to take the posse with the hero. You could just take nothing but heroes, and some of the factions do that. In fact, I don't think there's any hands units at all in the Warrior Nation starter set that Greg's playing today. It's just all faces and heroes, bosses. That's cool. And a couple support dudes who shoot guns. So for mine, I'm using the James Gang, the Honor Among Thieves posse. So I have Jesse there in the middle. I have Frank as an outlaw. He's specifically the outlaw hands or Frank James slot. Then I have 2 mercenary hands units, which are my 2 cannon attack dogs, and then 2 support units. I have the unit of 2 support dogs and 1 outrider. Now these can all be bought in units of 1 to 6, but I'm buying them in 1s because I wanted to try and fill it up. I need 1 more hands unit, and if I get it, I get the prodigious rule. So if I fill it as posse completely, the prodigious rule means that when I focus my actions, instead of the normal +2 bonus to the action, I get +3 instead. So you do get rewarded for taking certain styles of posse. Like I said, though, if I wanted to just take more heroes, more bosses, I could, and have an army of nothing but bosses from that faction. So in this case, like I said, I've got Jesse and Frank. My Outrider has upgraded, spending some extra points here. He's normally 80 points. Yep. I've upgraded his gun to electro carbines. He has some stun laser guns there. And my canine dogs, my gun dogs, have upgraded their guns. They have special issue. Any model in the unit can replace a ranged weapon with one from the special issue section of the armory, which takes you over to here to your armory card. So he's upgraded his gun to a flamethrower, so it costs him an extra 15 points. And his is a juiced Gatling gun, which is an overcharged super gun. So let's talk about the anatomy of a card now and some of the special rules here. So you have all your keywords, so like what you are: boss, outlaw, human, male, confederate, mercenary, and Quantrill's raiders. You have your point cost per model, so 230. He's unique, which means you can only ever take him once. And his fortune, because he's a boss, how many poker chips he gets to spend each turn. Then the revolver is also your stat line. So quick is your movement, how far you can move. Your limit is how many actions you can take per turn. He can do 3 actions per turn. His mind is 6 for doing like brainy stuff. His fight, which is his melee, is 6. His aim is 7 for shooting. And his grit, which is his toughness, is 6. They're uncommon terms. They've used like branded terms for all of your stats, which kind of messed me up. Like I assumed the M was movement earlier on. I figured it out eventually. It was only like a game or so. All of basically your fight stats are the bottom half of the revolver. All of your moving and mind and sort of like your finesse stats are at the top. Once I figured that up, it was pretty easy. Then you have your weapons at the bottom here. Either shoot, this is a pistol weapon, this is a melee weapon, the symbol will tell you what it is. And then I have crit brutal on my arms, which means if that symbol shows up, and I hit the critical, then I get brutal. I have a range for that for my melee attack, -1 to piercing. So when you make your grit check, you're -1 to your roll, and then rate of attack is how many times you roll dice when you attack with it. Most checks in this game are super simple. You're just looking for a 10. If you can add your stat to a die roll, a d10, and get a 10, then you've succeeded. So for instance, his aim is 7. If he rolls a 3 or better on a d10, he's getting a hit. Then we have his Hyper V pistols. They have a 10-inch range, -3 piercing, so it's -3 to your grit when you make your saves against it, and then rate of attack 2. And it's got revolver fin and shred. You don't get cover against it, which is interesting. And then shred revolver fan means that when he hits you with it, he gets to try and shoot you again, basically with, sorry, that's not Revolver Fan, that's his Gunfighter rule. He gets a free 1 AP shoot action after his first shoot action if he hits you with his guns. So Revolver Fan, sorry, is actually the I can double my attacks. I can make 4 rate of fire attacks for it with a -2 penalty, but I can't crit anymore. So he can shoot real fast if he's shooting into a bunch of hands, which is pretty neat. So once you got your force put together, we're at like 710 points here, you then deploy for a mission. There's, I think, 6 missions in the rulebook, and the one we're going to play is Supply Run. 5 adventures, actually. The common one would just be to play to the death with a 3-inch deployment. So it's played on a 3-foot mat up to 1,499 points, and at 1,500 more, you'd play on a 4-foot mat instead. You're looking for cool oldie westy terrain, but the game is set in the Dystopian Wars universe now. So if you wanted to do something crazy like fight in Antarctica or fight in the back of a moving train or whatever you can.
It's still limited to the Wild West, though. Though they're now having their
new factions coming out. That's right.
New game.
Oh, okay.
Which they announced, which is now, of course, now I'm going to forget the name. Is Lost World Exodus?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, where it's in
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Taking place in the Lost
That's
World
right.
of Antarctica.
That makes sense. So these are all themed around the Old West stuff, which is obviously what we're doing. But you'll see more in the same game system, I think, in the future. So we're going to jump in with Supply Run as our first mission. I got it set up here. So there are 1, 2, 3 30-mil objectives across the middle of the table, and you have a 6-inch deployment on a 3-foot board. Now, at the end of each game turn, they'll get scored based on how many you hold, and you'll earn VPs that way. So you could get 3 VPs potentially every round. You score by having a model from your faction, your posse, within 3 inches of it, and having no enemy models within 3. So we're going to flip right now. We flip initiative to see who is player A and player B. Player A will pick their deployment zone and place the first model, and also go first in the first game round, and they keep their initiative card. You get to try and steal the initiative, though, by flipping and trying to get a higher number, and player B could potentially go first. So we'll both flip a card here from our action decks. Put my adventure deck away. And my score is 25.
28.
So you have won the initiative flip, so you can choose player A or player B. If you want to be player A,
Player A.
I'll be player A. So I have to place the first model within 6 inches, and then I also have to place, or I'll also potentially go first during the first game round. I'll place my doggo right here. Greg is going to alternate placing his posse, and we should actually probably explain who they are first. You have your leader. What's her name?
It is Walks Looking.
Walks Looking, and she's like a melee, stabby, super character.
Yes.
You have 3 faces.
My 3 faces are Little Claw, who's basically chucking tomahawks. Who then we go to White Buffalo, who's basically my tanky guy again, with his
murder dude,
his spirit axes. Raven's Eye, who's my sniper, and in the back I have 3 members of the Kaga brothers, one with a Gatling cannon.
Cool. The other 2 with crossbows. They're all super dangerous. So these are all support. These are all face cards, and this is a boss. So you've got 4 slots filled in your posse roster. And we're deployed. I got a canine attack dog. I got Frank James. I got Jesse James, my outrider, another canine attack dog, and my squadron, my unit of 2 support dogs. You've got...
I got Walks Looking, Raven's Eye up on the
rooftop.
Of the building.
Yep.
Little Claw tucked into the building here. White Buffalo coming around the sides of the gallows, and then I have the Kaga brothers strung out across the graveyard.
And now, normally a unit has to be within 3 of another model from the unit, but they have a 4-inch skirmish deployment.
I'm a little off,
Yeah.
actually.
So they have an expanded deployment, basically. So does my bike if I have ever more than one of them. Player A, which means I am automatically going first, but you can flip an action card and try and beat that. Oh, and also, sorry, Trailblazers, that's right. So I have to Trailblaze first. Now, I have 2 models of Trailblazer. They're my doggies. They get to make a move, a normal move, before the game starts. Trailfinder. So we're going to go make a normal move, walk up to here, be a doggo, and then Walks Looking. Sorry. Yes.
Walks Looking.
She also has a quick of 6, so she can move 6 inches. Getting some cover. My other canine also gets to move. He has a quick of 7. He will hop the barrier, but not be able to hop the second one. Head over there. White Buffalo, I believe, has Trailfinder.
Quickness of 5.
He's slow.
Yeah, but he's just going to get himself right up in here.
Those are all done, and you can try to steal the initiative if you'd like by flipping another action card and beating a 25.
Sure, let's see if we can grit that one. 25, 38.
You do. So you get the first action if you'd like.
That goes away.
Draw our adventure hands of 3 cards because we're playing less than 1,000 points. And you get Guts and Glories. So my Guts, I can spend it to do that. to do that. Or to do that. And then glories I can score by doing this. By doing this. And by doing that. First you flip your action card, and you have 2 action points to spend. So now you pick what unit you want to activate.
Activate the Kaga brothers.
That makes sense, as they only have a limit of 2. So doing 2 things kind of makes sense for them.
Now remember that their limit is 2 actions.
That's right.
Not
points. Action points, that's right. So every action costs 1 action point, unless you want to do more than one of the same type of actions. If you wanted to move again after you've moved, it would cost you 2 instead of 1. Now you can spend your hands, your guts cards, to increase the actions available. So for instance, if Greg wanted to move and then move again, or focus move and go on lookout, he could spend an action card out of his deck to do so. Focused move. Okay, so you're going to spend 2 action points, and that means that you get to. So a focused move gives you +2 to your move stat, your quick stat. So your move becomes 7.
So it's just going to move them straight up to the fence rail.
So now, as soon as you touch the fence, you get a free move action called Into Cover, which means that you now ignore that piece of terrain for the penalties to hit when you're shooting.
He's going to get here.
Okay, just make sure you're in coherency. You have 4-inch coherency. We're just sliding right a little bit so they can maintain coherency because they'll have to be within 4 of each other.
That works.
So you got your 2 AP there. You're going to spend one of his guts cards for +1 action point.
And then put these all on lookout.
There you go. So now this is resolved individually. If I decide to shoot one of these fellas, any combat action, they get to shoot me on the way in. So even when I charge you, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's only if you
I think it's just yes, if you're target of a combat action.
Should a unit on lookout be declared as the initial target of a combat action?
Yeah. So even if I charge in, you can try and shoot me on the way. So this is a great way to like set up Overwatch, and they're all resolved individually. Let's lock down that part pretty good, and that won't go away until Greg's next activation on these fellas. So it's back over to me, unless you have a card that wants to let you chain activate. Okay, so I get to flip. So now I face down my action cards because we hide our card counting and flip the next one. I have 3 action points to use here. So I am going to activate my support minigun. And this little fella's gonna go, and he's gonna move. He has a movement of 8. He counts as shrouded when he moves over 7. And I'm gonna do my full move up to here. I'm then gonna take a gun action, and I'm going to shoot your minigun guy. But you can on lookout if you want to shoot me first. So you get 3 shots, that's right, but I'm shrouded because I moved, so I'm going to be at -1. So your aim is 4, -1 to hit because I've moved fast because I have the shroud roll. And then you're going to be hitting on aim 3, which means you need a 7+ to hit a 10. So 7s. 1, 2. What's the AP of that minigun?
-3.
All right, so my guts is 5?
-2.
-2. So my guts is 5, which reduces it down to now a 7. Sorry, 5, 4, 3. Like a 7+ to hit you. So 2 saves, 7+.
You need to resolve the damage first, don't.
That's what I'm doing. I make my saves.
Oh, you said
7s?
You should roll them one at a time, though.
Okay. Why? So then I've got a failure here. I'm going to spend one of Jesse James's fortune tokens to re-roll a die. So I need a 7. Yeah, with the largest roll. No, it goes through, which means he just dies. Blam! Your lookout goes away now because he has spent it. Back over to you.
All right. Seeing as this is working so well, let's see what I've got. 3 action points.
Spend one to move up.
Raven's Eye up there.
Yeah, you got 3 action points with your flip. So that's 1 for a move action. She automatically goes to in cover, meaning she'll ignore that piece of terrain for the penalties to shoot her.
I don't know that.
She's in 18.
You think?
Take a shot, yeah. Another action point.
2. Well, no, she's really good at shooting. So yeah, she's going to spend an action point to shoot the dog.
Okay.
So she's got an aim of 7. So she's looking for 3 or better.
Yep, over 12 actually. So the 3 is going to miss. That's right. Because you're shooting over 12-inch range. You could use a fortune.
I'm going to take from Walks Looking, thanks to largesse.
Yep, and roll 4+. Nope, and that's a crit fail, so that can't be re-rolled if there was a re-roll available, but you can't re-roll anyway.
2 points left, or 1 point left.
Yes. Gonna put her on to lookout.
Lookout.
Makes sense for the last AP. All right, time for my flip. Unless you want to chain activate. No. Okay. I got 4 AP. I think we're gonna do Frank, because I can do something tricksy here. Frank has a 20-inch range with his gun, which means these lookouts only shoot, I think, 15. So they'll have to, if I do shoot at them, they have to try and shoot back, I think, or they have to make a mind test to try and hold their guns. 20 is just to the corner here, so I'm going to move out with Frank so I can see this fellow in the corner. And we're gonna focus plug them. So my first action is to move. My second action is to focus shoot with my rifle. Now, that's my next, yeah, it's my next 2, so I'm down to 1 left. And my Sophie rifle has a 20-inch range and crit brutal. So if I hit with my 1 die, it will cause 2 hits instead of 1 with brutal. So I'm gonna be -1 for range and -1 for you being in that piece of cover, which is -2, but it'll be offset by my my focus there of +2. So I am aim 6, I need a 4+. And he hits you. It's not brutal though. So it's a -2. I don't know if we'll resolve that afterwards. You might not have to use it. You might have to just make the mind roll afterwards. But first make your armor save. So he needs a 7+, and you roll a crit, so you're just fine. His gut's normally 4, but he gets +1 to 5 because he's in cover, and then -2 for my gun. So that's why he needed the 7 to hit. But he rolled a crit anyway, so he's fine. His mind,
4. So he needs a 6 to hold it. He doesn't.
So he'll lose his token.
No, he has to take an action. So in theory, I could try and charge you as part of my action.
You could, yeah. So you could do that if you took the free combat action, and the combat action could be shoot me, strike me, charge me, and you can do it at any point during my combat action, but you're out of range. So the stay in cover, because you would have had to resolve it before I shot you, which means you would have run into cover. I got 1 AP left. I do have a limit of 3. I'm actually going to spend this card. Spend this card for an extra AP, and I'm going to get Frank to move again. So he can make a 3rd action, and he's going to go his 6 and just walk up behind, like so. And it's back to you, because Frank is now done. Flips his action card. 3 actions. So really a healthy amount of actions for pretty much anybody to go, especially limit 2 folks, because they can focus something. And an action can activate Walks Looking.
Yeah, I'm going to activate Walks Looking.
So she's got 3 actions here.
Go easily over to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to put her on
Lookout.
Lookout.
Sweet. So that's your 2nd action.
And then there's nothing. I'm just gonna let that other one go.
Cool. So her fortune now refills because she's had her activation. It goes back up to 3. Let's flip some actions. We got 3 AP. All right. Well, I'm into that. Let's start with this doggo. So now the doggos have a special rule. They can't attack dogs. Called Rapid. They get to focus move for free. So the reason they do that, instead of just giving them extra movement, is that I can't focus move on top of extra movement. So otherwise I'd be moving 11 inches a turn. Because 9 is still real good. So we're going to go 8 and then 1 extra one up to here. And with my 2nd AP, I'm going to charge. And I'm going to charge this fella. Now that we've gotten rid of his terrifying damagey thing. And actually, we're going to stand in between these 2. So that if I murder that guy with my charge attack, because I do have a 2-inch melee.
Phew, Jesus.
I know that I can murder the next guy too. Doggy arms. I know. I'm not. It's right there. It's 2-inch
That's
melee.
mental.
It's steel jaws.
Yeah.
So they have 2 dice to attack with.
They've stolen that attack, that's for sure.
I'm gonna not focus this. I'm just gonna try and hit you.
So this is on that guy.
Yeah, on that guy over there. So I am at melee value, fight value 5. So I need to roll a 5 or better to hit you. And I hit you twice.
Bang, bang.
So they are -1 to your grit.
You won't get anything else there. So it's just grit. Grit 3.
So 7+.
7 on the first one, which he fails and goes away. So now, because you still have the extra shot, it flips around to the other guy.
I think so. So Greg is considering rerolling this with Fortune now because it will cascade through the unit into the next closest model for the next check. So 7s. No.
He's still out.
So that one's gone. And then the next closest model to me takes the next hit.
So again, he needs a 7. Which he gets.
All right, so that leaves me with, I did no focus attacks. So I have 1 AP left for my 3 AP. I'm going to spend an action card for a +1 action point. And using 2 AP, I'm going to make another charge action. Well, actually, I could just do 1 AP for a strike action, couldn't I?
Yes, because you charge.
But I'm not going to. I'm going to do a charge action because I want to be engaged with you just so you can't shoot later on anyway. So let's do that. So I think you might count as being targeted because your unit's targeted. No, it's model for initial target. That's right. So the dude with the minigun doesn't get to react because we managed to pull off his reaction die. And I get 2 more attacks, hitting on 5s. And we hit twice.
So on the first one.
On a 7. Nope, you want to re-roll it?
Try, keep these guys
Might as well. Nope, he's gone.
Toast.
And then the second one.
Goes off to the other guy.
Bark, bark.
Nope.
Re-roll it. Last fortune chip. He's... Nope, he's gone too. And he gets eaten. Back to you.
Argyle socks. Now,
A little claw on the white buffalo.
I know you're just doing that to lure my guys out.
Look, I'm not saying that Murder Alley is an unsafe place to live. But you could just huck tomahawks at him as well. Action guard.
That's much
4. Oof, that's some serious focused move and focused tomahawk. I was gonna go.
She's gonna do a, let's see, she's got move of 6, which is definitely gonna take her easily within.
Yeah, she wants to touch the terrain piece if she can, so she ignores it then for the purpose of shooting. Gonna go and walk right in the open.
There.
It makes sense.
Then she's gonna do a focused
Tomahawk to the back of the head.
tomahawk to the back of the doggy.
Why not? he's very busy murdering those poor guys right now. So you will.
She's got, she has thrown on her tomahawk, so
Yep.
she's range 8, which he's in. It's under 1, he's got no cover, so it's straight modified. She's got an aim of 5.
So 5 to hit.
And a rate of attack of 2.
So focusing, it's a 3 to hit.
3s.
Double hit.
Down.
So now she had decapitate, which means if she rolled a crit, I had to reroll my successful grit rolls. I luckily did not have that happen to me. So what's the pen?
Penetration on those is 1.
I'm grit 4, so I need a 7. First one. We're okay. Second one. We're dead. Fortune favors the doggy. We're dead. Okay, we traded up. You did good. You're the goodest boy.
So,
So she still has an AP left.
yeah.
So she could do a... Oh no, you have to be in line of sight and range to charge. That's right. She could go on Overwatch. Go on, look out. Yep, makes sense. Just in case something terrible comes around the corner. And there is another dog. Well, action point for me. We got 2 action points. We're gonna make this real simple, and we're just gonna go our 9 with our free focused run, and then we're gonna spend the second one to go on lookout. Come, machete lady. I am ready to charge you. Going for some AP right now for your next activation.
4 is
4.
good.
Oof. All day. Doing a focus run on White Buffalo.
He could
Actually, focus dash. That's right. So the dash gives you, on top of the 2 inches for focus, an extra D5 inches of movement. So you'll get to go super far. There you go. So 3, 5, 10 inches.
10 inches. Which is pretty good.
And he'll still have 1 AP left because that only cost him 3 as his first action.
So 10. I can get basically right up there.
Yep. And if you'd like, your last one can be a hold. So you can charge whoever tries to shoot him. Going on lookout. Makes sense. All right, over to me. My action flip. 1 big action point. Oh, it's all gone terribly wrong. Well, Jesse, I think this might be the turn you just go on lookout. You charge 5. You could focus 7, which would give you an 8-inch threat. We might just move Jesse and just put him somewhere that's not within. Although she's up there, and we don't like that. No, we're just gonna go on lookout. Just gonna wait. Bide our time. You're all done? Oh, but I forgot. Jesse has Gambler. I don't have to do that yet because I can reflip my action card with Gamblers to see if I can get a better result. But now I have to go with Jesse. So we got 2 instead, which means I could focus move him 8. And I think I will. We're gonna focus move over here. Go hang out with Frank. And be done. We will concede that objective. So it's back over to me because you're out of models now. So I'm gonna flip again and get a 3. And I guess we're gonna go... You're gonna score 2 right now to my 1. I wanna try and get you off this thing, but these people are incredibly hard to murder. You can charge a bunch. You get a free charge. It's gonna be 8 inches away. I think the flamethrower template's not under 8 inches. So I think we have to do it. I think we're gonna go, because you're in the open over here, I think we're gonna try and kill you. So we're just gonna activate these fools. And they're gonna move 6. Because if you're gonna charge me, you're gonna charge off the objective. And they'll move to there, and then they're automata, which means they both have to target the same thing when they fire. You're gonna hang back a little bit, actually. And then we're gonna try and shoot Dr. Mr. the Murder Man. Try and hold on to it.
My mind, he's gonna mind a 5, so I need a 5 or better.
fine. First things first, the flamethrower. Spaceballs, the flamethrower, which has shred. I line the middle line towards him, and then it touches, so it means we get to make an attack. He is aim 4 on a gun dog, and I will focus this attack with my last action point, so they're both focused. Actually, no, I would have to... No, because they all do the same action. So they would all make a focused ranged attack, that's right. So my aim becomes 6. It has shred, so there's cover, but there's no cover. And we're going to try and hit you. On a 5 will do. So I need a 4 or better. It is a -1 for a flamethrower. Sorry, -2 for a flamethrower. And it would hit everybody also there if there's anyone else nearby if it hits the initial target. Crit test. You're 5. It's -2 for a flamethrower.
Mind test.
Oh, you did your mind test already. This is the hit you with a flamethrower.
So now, so you hit me once.
Yep.
So now I'm doing grit 5.
At -2.
So 3, I need a 7.
Nope. Now you have the quick and the dead,
Quick and the dead.
which most heroes in this game have, which means you make a quick test to try and get out of the way. I don't think you can use it against templates. You do have the metal thing, so now that you've failed your grit, you become disordered, which is a little question mark token here. And as soon as you become disordered, now it's basically a second wound state for heroes. Pretty much everybody who's like a face character, like both Frank and James or Jesse have it. I think all of your named characters have it. They basically have to take a second hit now before they die. Who's on lookout for being disordered? That replaces it.
Against the tasked unit common rule, and its limit is reduced by 1.
There you go. So now you can only make 2 actions while you're disordered, but you can also spend fortune to get rid of all your conditions.
And at the end of your next activation, you
Right. For free, basically. So he's going to be -1 limit, so -1 action. He'll also have the task rule, which doesn't really matter when you're only a unit of 1 model, because they all have the same target anyway when you're a single dude. And now I get to shoot my minigun. So my juiced minigun here, I normally couldn't move and fire because it's the heavy rule, but I'm a machine, which makes me a stable platform, so I get to do it just like my bike, my sled does too. I have the machine keyword. So it gets 3 dice. I am aim 4. So there's 1, 2, 3 hits. Oh, that's right, the 5 doesn't hit, that's right. I need 6s.
So
The first one is going to be, oh no, actually, sorry, they were all aimed. Not that it matters because you shrug it off.
Get that.
The second one, these are at -2. Doesn't care, just crit for days. The third one,
Oh, you only hit twice.
because I aimed.
Oh,
Remember, they're all
aimed.
aimed, yeah. Nope,
That's
and you could fortune that one with...
Nothing.
He has his own fortune, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Little Claw does.
Little Claw does, got it.
And she doesn't have the, what do you call it?
The rule that passes it on. Largesse.
Largesse. So he's dead.
So he's taking a second wound, yep, and that's going to take out White
Actually,
Buffalo.
that's he can use his quick.
Oh, he can use quick in there, that's right, yeah, because you couldn't use it against the flamer. So make a quick test. On a 5+, he's okay.
He just ignores it.
That's right.
No.
No, that's a 2. So now he's gone.
Whiff.
That's those guys done. And so it's end of round 1. We make the cleanup phase rules. You're going to score a point. I'm going to score a point. We both go to 1. We scored any additional glory from our actions during the turn. I am going to keep this one and draw 2 more. You can discard down your adventure cards if you want. And that means I can get these and score off of these.
What's the gear do again?
Round, so we're dealing out a action card. You do not shuffle this until it's gone, basically. So you know which cards are in here and which ones aren't. I should have flipped all of these. So you can't count all my cards in this game. We're just learning. You got 22, sorry, is your total?
You and I can have memories that are good.
13, that's right, yeah. This isn't that kind of game. So you're going first.
I'm gonna go first.
Actions, you draw 3, yep. No one's on lookout, so you are free to come in for a macheteing. So he's gonna go for a walk.
Yeah.
As you do.
She's quickness 6.
So she can, she can't charge until she can see me.
Right.
So she'll have to make a move
I'd
first.
do a dash.
Well, she can just walk 6 till she can see me and then charge. Take a walk.
6.
Yeah, you move 6 and you can see me. And now you can do a charge, which is also 1 AP, and make another move.
Which is again 6.
And it's just to end in melee range.
Which she easily can do.
Yeah, I think you want to go over here, though, so this is in between you and all these guys. Well, there you go.
Yeah, sure.
And you're going to focus the free strike for your last AP.
2. So
cool.
She's fight 7, she goes to fight 9.
2s it is.
She's going ROA.
Yep. 2 attacks.
So anything but 1 is...
There you go. And what's her AP with her...
sorry, these are also attuned because I focused it.
So they use her mind, half her mind stat.
4.
Okay,
So
yeah.
minus 4.
So I don't get any saves, I don't think. Oh no, I get 1. I'm grit 1, so I get 9s and 10s. So the first one,
Nope.
we're gonna oh no, he hasn't gone yet. Well, I got 1 left. We'll Jesse it. Nope. And then the second one, so that's gonna kill Mr. Minigun. The second one, nope. And I got no. Oh wait. I'm gonna refill my luck. Dun dun dun. And we're gonna reroll it. I still need a 9. This isn't gonna happen. No, he lives. This is why I want you to stand here, because then your last strike can actually hit me, because you are within 1. That's okay. I'm just gonna put you there, and we're gonna say you did that, and no one on the camera is gonna notice.
Focus.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, go for it. Focus stab. 2s all day.
Crit, so
does your crit do anything?
Yeah, that's a lethal.
Did I have to reroll my 9s? Oh, let's see if this happens. I'm still dead. I'm double dead. Well, okay then. So that was move, charge, strike as her 3 actions. And you spent some guts cards to do it, but she made short work of the support dogs. Well, all right then. Did you want to chain activate at all?
They have to be within 8 inches. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I'm going to flip my 3 actions here and see what we'll do. I think we're going to go with James. Frank James. They're both. I keep doing this. It's Frank James. She gets all of her fortune back. That's right at the end of it all. Which is super. Well, also the murder of the 2 dogs.
Well, yeah, let's get them. But
so Frank's going to go with his 3 actions. He is going to focus shoot you. We've got.
I'm sure that didn't get me.
-1 for over 12, -1 for this box being in the way, +2 for focusing. He shoots 6, which means I need a 4 with my 1 shot. And it's brutal. It's 1 grit for this piece of terrain being in the way.
Yeah, she's grit 6.
And she's grit 6.
3s.
3s, well, it's minus, the rifle is -2, so she needs 5s. She's good. And then the second one?
She also
oof, and rocks. Well, all right then. And then we're just going to shoot you again with an action point. So we'll drop this little sucker right here, because I can't kill an extra large base model if you don't have one, and make a second shoot action, because it costs me 2 now instead of 1. So that's my last AP, including the free one, and we're going to hit you now at -2 plus nothing, so we need 6s, and we hit. So just 1 hit this time. It's still -2 plus, yeah, -2 plus 1, so -1 overall.
So, yeah, 5.
5s.
Yep.
Gets it. It was not meant to be. All right, well, he's done. Back to you. You got the Raven, and then you got Lady Tomahawk back here.
Yeah.
So 2 for 2 action points.
Little claw.
I will charge you if you come around that corner and try and shoot Tomahawk at me. Take a walk.
So she's going to walk 6.
Okay.
3 to there. 3 to this, the outdoor store. And then I'm going to spend...
1 extra?
Yeah. And let her walk again.
Sounds good.
She's
Go.
just gonna walk around.
Grab that objective and hide and cover. Makes sense. Well, Franco, you didn't do it, and now the doggo needs to hold this button. But she's not on hold. The problem is I can't charge her because I can't see her. So even though I can charge like 14 inches with a 2-inch reach, I have to like double move strike you. Let's see how much AP I have. I've got 2 this time. Oof. So I think we are going to go with the doggo. And he's just going to go to the other side of this, like that, and go back onto lookout, just to hold it. And I'll be done. It's back to you. It's just her up top, and I have to target you for you able to use the lookout, so...
Yeah, so, well, that's going to go away, because it's starting...
Yep, sort of activation, that's right.
She's got quickness 5. Now, the trick is she's not agile like the boss.
So she has to do a climb or a jump.
Yeah.
Come down?
Yeah, on a move.
2 to the
I don't
edge.
know if she can jump to that or not.
Sure, we'll say she can.
Just grab here and swing, right?
That's right, yeah. I mean, that's what the movies would do.
Exactly. So, what is it to actually do that?
Quick test to do this with a -1 for, because going this distance down is basically 1 base higher than your base size. You're fine.
She nails.
Crushes it, so she goes that level over there. And now she's up on that ledge.
Her move? Or how does
That actually wouldn't be a climb test, that would be a jump test, because it's easier to jump down that gap. And because you had 2 inches of movement beforehand, you'd actually get +2 to your quick to make the test. Because you gotta run up basically to the jump. So now you can do another jump if you want to jump down, but there'll be no bonus to this test because you're not getting a run up before you do it. You make a grit test because you fall down at -1 for each base height higher than your base height it is, which would be 1.
That's no guts, no glory.
Go for it.
You
fail, you could spend a fortune.
Yeah, I will.
Makes sense. You need a 5+. You're fine. So you end up at the bottom. 2 jumps, and you've used 2 inches of...
This is now a new move.
Well, you've moved 2 inches across here, and then you've jumped down 2, and then you jump down to...
Or can I just do that as part of the first one still?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
We moved an inch there, and that's a total of 5. So you went 2, 4, 5 down.
Okay.
And now you're starting a new move if you want. Yeah.
Move,
Okay.
Her move again.
Go for it.
Which I'm hoping will actually get her close enough, and probably will not. It's
Can you spend more to push it and make a dash?
not unless I can use a fortune to do it, and I don't think you can.
No. For fortune action points, so yes, you can.
Another action point to make this a...
Dash or a push? I think you need to make it a
I'm
dash.
going to make it focused.
Okay, cool.
All I want to do is get close enough.
Yep, get within 3.
Which allows her to go to there.
There you go. Got a 1 action now, after using the push it to get into...
No, that took all my actions. I had to buy one to...
Sorry, yeah, done a 1 fortune, sorry, on your leader, now that that's happened. So I just have Jesse left. Let's see how many action points he gets.
1.
Do I gamble? Gonna gamble.
1.
Ah, nothing worse. Well, all right, Jesse. It's not looking great here, but you do have 1 action point in the bank, and you can push it with the action points you have elsewhere. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and try and evaporate her with guns, and hope we don't get charged by her next turn. We need to go first next turn. So we're gonna do a focus move with both our AP, and head over to here. Whoop. Then we're gonna shoot you with our pistols. And
-2.
I'm in cover with this one, so I'm holding it.
Might be in cover around the...
I have shred, so I ignore your cover on my pistols. That's right. So I'm hitting at 7 on, so I'm on 3s. So 3s to hit. Gonna spend a fortune to roll that. So there's a canned potato, but I am -3 to your save.
All right. So
And I ignore you. Don't get the grit bonus for cover because of my shred.
I need a 9.
Roll a 9. Oh, she crits it. All right, so now because I hit you, though, I can activate my ability to make a second attack for 1 AP, which I'm going to have to spend a push it fortune chip to do. And it's called Gunfighter. So I make 2 more shots, this time on 3s. 2 more hits. It has no brutal effect.
So what's the...
-3 again.
Still -3?
Yep.
That's annoying. So again, I need 9, 10.
Nope. You want to reroll it? You also have Quicken the Dead.
Quicken the Dead.
So you can use your Quicken the Dead. Your Quicken the Dead's actually better. So save the die to reroll your Quicken the Dead test if you fail that. Because your Quicken the Dead's on 4s, and then you can save your fortune to do that instead. Quicken the Dead, so 4+, you'll ignore the hit.
Yep.
You do. And now you can save it for your second one here. So the second roll on a 9.
9. Yes.
Gets it. Wolf, she laughs. I am out of AP. I'm out of both AP and Fortune. So my Fortune comes back into my activation. I think that's the round. I'm going to score 2 to my 1 this time and go to 3 to 2. Draw 3 of these. We got that and that. And then, oof, and that. And then this little fella. I like it. Div, that's right. Let's flip and see who's going first.
18.
18, 12.
Oh, good.
You are going first. Assassination of Jesse James by Walks Looking. The coward walks looking.
The uncoward.
So 3 for action points.
So, how far do I have to actually move to get to you?
If I'm outside of 7, which I am, it means you're gonna have to move charge. It'll be 2 AP. Yeah. Or you could focus charge. Yeah, that's right. And go, 8 total. You'd be fine.
Yeah, so I'm going to focus charge.
Do it.
It just cost me 2.
So free attack now. Whoa.
Spend the 3rd action point to focus the attack.
Makes sense.
Get those attuned. So
now you're attuned knives.
Fight 9.
2s.
Bam, bam.
2 hits. And you're -4 to my grit.
4.
So I'm grit 8 right now. Ha! Make 1. And then, does Quicken the Dead work on this? Make my grit test for Quicken the Dead now on a 4+. And I make it. So I managed to ignore that, but my Quicken the Dead is procced for the turn, so it's gone. An action point card for your guts cards to make another strike.
To make it.
Ooh, focused. Stab me again. 1 misses. All right, so I need a 9. You can't reroll 1s because they're crit fails. Give me a 9. Nope, I will fortune that. Nope, and still take a damage. Now I have metal though, which means I go to disordered. Which makes me bad. Gonna drop a chain activate now. Oof. Alright, so you get to go with a face within 8. And she's gonna go, yeah? Alright, you got it. Action card.
Yeah, come on, give me something.
Got 3 AP.
So she's going to do the same thing, I think. Can't tell if I can get there all the way, though. 7. I'm not sure if I can fight you over the fence. I assume I can get there.
Do a focus charge. So I'll put you 8. So she gets the other side of this.
7. No, 8. You're right.
Yeah, you go over there. You're fine. Gonna focus the attack as well for your tomahawks.
That brings her to a 6.
And this is her own fortune she's using right now. So hitting on a 6.
Force.
So force.
Yeah.
Double hit.
Boom.
And your mod is -3 because you're attuned because you focused it.
No, she's different.
Oh, okay.
She's just a -1 with her tomahawk.
Okay, cool. So I'm grit of 6, so I need 5s. Ugh.
2 misses.
Well, focus this one. 2 misses, I'm just dead.
Goodbye.
Nothing I can do. One more.
Gotta refresh my...
All your fate. There you go. Okay, well, we lost Jesse, but all your hitting pieces have gone, and your sniper is very far away. So we have some options here. Let's see how many option points we got. We got 4. Well,
that's ugly.
Time to make the chimichangas, I guess. Well, Frank, I need you to kill everyone. This is your job now. So we're gonna try and plug her in the back. So aim 6. I need a 4+ normally. I might as well focus the first shot. Let's see if we can do it. So it's on the aim's 8 now. So 2s. It's gonna hit, and it's gonna be a -2.
Grit 4, so she's 2. She needs an 8. And nails it.
Cranks it. Okay, we can't do anything against that. So my last 2 AP, I'll just fire again. Now it's on a 4. Gotcha. It's crit brutal, so it does double hits.
So the first hit.
-2. Nope. And then you're quick in the dead.
Yeah, quick in the dead. Which she gets.
Okay, and then the second hit.
Second
-2.
hit again. She
Nope.
needs, so I'm gonna luck it. See if she actually manages.
So you can do it.
Nope.
Nope.
But
And
she
then
just goes to disordered.
Goes to disordered. Do I want to push it? I got some cards. I could do some things. It'll cost me 3 to fire again. Oh, we just hang on to it. We're good. No, you know what? The dog can only do 2 things. So I might as well... Nah, never mind. It's elite, though. No, it doesn't matter. Needs 3 AP to do this. I've got my 1 fortune left, so I could use it to push it and then buy another one. I could charge. We're gonna do it. We're gonna spend 1 AP, and we're gonna push it with this guy to focus charge. I might as well. So I'm gonna spend this card to do it, because he's elite. He can spend any cards as a plus AP card, and he can't chain activate himself. He's gonna charge 8. Head over here. Try and punch you. It's a basic melee attack. If you don't have a melee attack on your card, you get a 1-inch, no AP, just punch. Only if you have the rifle ability.
Anybody gets that.
So everybody gets the no range one. He gets the 1-inch one because he got a rifle butt.
Yeah,
his fight's 5, so let's try and hit you with 1 die. I need a 5+. Gotcha.
Got it.
So no AP.
So just I need a 6.
Nope, and you can't reroll it either because it's a critical fail.
Toast.
So he just walks over and clubs her in the back of the head. Flip some AP. You might get some big AP
5,
here. Yeah,
and
big AP might make this a turn. She got 3. So Ravenclaw could potentially focus move, dash, and then spend a card. She doesn't have any fortune though. Oh, she can spend fortune off the boss. To go on lookout if you want. Stand score the point. Yeah, because if you do any kind of shot against me, I'm going to charge you and go 7 plus 2-inch melee and try and eat you. Standing and scoring the point is probably the best option. So we're going to do Doggo. He's going to lose the on lookout. I'm going to make his free 9-inch walk because, you know, dogs are fast. Because it's the free sprint. Oh wait, how many actions do I have? That's important. I have 2. So that was the first one. Second one, we're just gonna charge. Ha! I'm gonna play this for unit gains +1 fight for the activation. Sounds like a nice idea. So he'll be fight 6. 2 attacks on 3, or sorry, on 4s. And there's 2 hits at -1 for the jaws.
So she's grit 6. That'll make her grit 5. So the first one.
Good.
Pass. Second one.
Fails. So she becomes disordered. Nope.
Oh,
quick in the dead though. She does get quick in the dead. Yeah. Move of 6.
She does.
Good. That's both of our turns. So you're going to score 1 and go to 4. Because I can't do anything else. I'm gonna get these Guts cards, and then these Glory cards. All right, here we go. Let's see who's going first.
33.
32!
Each about one.
Oh man, well.
That changes things considerable.
But I'm gonna play that. So we both played interrupts to try and go first during the turn. So you interrupt and then interrupt back to keep going first. You're still going first then. Flips 3. And who wants to go first? Is it gonna be Walks Looking or Raven Eye? Walks Looking's going first.
She's going...
She does not refill her...
No, to the end.
Yeah,
That's right.
stuff yet.
I wasn't sure how many were there.
Gotcha, there's 2.
She's going to do a focused strike on
Makes sense.
the dog.
Uh-oh. 2s. 2 hits. -4. I don't get any kind of save. So just dead.
Okay.
You always save on 10s. Never mind. You always save on 10s. Double 10. Whoa, close. Want to charge?
So that will take my 3rd one, but I'm going to...
Spend an AP to focus it.
The fight.
Makes sense for the -4 AP. In you go, stab the Frank. And both hit.
Crit on one of them.
Makes it lethal, so I have to reroll.
You have to reroll. That's why you need
I need 9s rerolling now. But I can't reroll it. Nope, so I take a wound. My metal, actually sorry, my Quick and the Dead. Which I fail, so I become disordered. He does not have any of his fortune on me yet because he hasn't gone yet. And then the second one, 9s. And I don't have Quick and Dead left, so dead. And that's game. You get +5 and go to 9. So 9-2 for the Warrior Nation when it's all said and done. Yeah, 10 if you walk over there. Actually, sorry, if you have another free AP card, you go to 11 if you want to walk over there. Shit.
Oh, right.
That's right, yeah. So there you go. Going to 11 at the end of the game, and the Warrior Nation takes it from the James gang. So there we go, end of the game. 11, no, 10, because you didn't have the ability. No, it was 11, that's right, because you walk over the fortune. You can push it. So 11-2. It was looking like it was going to go real good for me, and then what is it? Walks Looking decided to take a walk and have a look.
To get into this fight.
I can't stand near any of my friends if she's around because I just get murdered. We played one game previous to this, and what I like about this so far is I like the amount of resource management there is between your fortune, your action pool, and then your guts and glory cards. Neither of us have managed to play glory cards yet in either of our 2 games.
Well,
but I think it's
so situational.
That's it. And also, we're not playing a big enough game that we have all 3 layers of stuff. You just have support cards and faces and bosses, and I just have bosses.
That last round.
Face. Actually, I have all 4.
If Little Claw hadn't have gone down, all I needed to do was get her within a certain range of the first one. I would have scored a card.
Right.
But
I have my bike too. That if it gets in your deployment zone, but I keep losing it in the first turn, I can get the support for being in your deployment zone with support piece.
If you get these, your boss or one of your faces into the enemy
deployment zone,
score one. It's like this is a game where I need to stay in the middle.
That's right. Especially this mission. The support piece, because the bike was so fast too. I figured I would just do it on turn 1, but then I was like, no, I need to get these on holds or these on lookouts off of the brothers because it's going to cause problems for my dogs later on. So I'm really enjoying that. I think the game, when we hit 1,000 points, I think the game's going to open up a little bit for us because
some more actual hands, like actually have
some units of hands, exactly. Because I have you have your braves with the crossbows and the minigun, and I have just my 2 individual dogs. But there's like an outlaws box that you can get, I think now, that's just like generic outlaws that you can fill the gang out with. Gives you more shooting, more melee, more kind of whatever you want. You've got like portals, which I guess is a big part of your thing. Is like you go through like
totems. I can start teleporting around using them.
Right.
Using the portal action to start jumping around the field.
Because that's a key mechanic we haven't touched on yet.
Meleeers. It's so easy for me to get gunned down in the early game while I'm trying to cross territory.
Well, you figured out though that going on lookout on your last action though means I can't do that because you immediately charge me, and then I'm forced to either melee you or shoot you from long range. Well, I can't shoot you from long range or shoot from outside of range. Yes, exactly. Which means that I'm incurring penalties and stuff then too. So there's a bunch of like, and I think that's kind of what I'm enjoying about this. Is a bunch of strategy layered into how you do your like. You're not trying to just alpha strike. You're trying to set up round by round who's going to be doing the fighting and who's like sitting back and waiting to do the fighting next turn. You're kind of going back and forth. So I'm really enjoying that. Again, I think that we need, like, we're playing with starter sets. Yeah. So there's that right there where there's an inherent limitation to what comes in the starter set box for us to play with. It might not show the full gamut of like ranges for the action. Because like all of my heroes can buy mounts. I can stick Jesse on a motorcycle or on like a robot horse. I think you have Wrangler on at least one of yours.
Actually, none of my guys have Wrangler.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to the next Warrior Nation box that's coming out with all the werewolf shapeshifters.
Right, the shapeshifter guys too.
That should be fun.
That should be neat. So I think that's when you see us play in the future, we're going to try and see if we can source more stuff, because obviously we just have starter sets to play with right now, and that's kind of inherently limiting what we can show you guys. But that'll come in the future. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to play one more game. You'll see that in 2 weeks, and just try the second mission in the list. Play again. You can hopefully see another variation of gameplay in 2 weeks, and then we'll take a break and do some painting and figure out what we want to do next. So if you enjoyed that, big thanks for Greg helping out with the Let's Play, and you guys for watching. Till next time, I'm Ash. Have a working day. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Deathray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.